Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Creating with the Creator. Today, I wanted to do the verse in Matthew. Actually, I have children's story for church tomorrow, and my illustration is based on Matthew 5, verse 14, where it says, "You are the light of the world." And yet, when I checked in my Bible, I had already illustrated this verse. So I thought, what can I connect with Matthew 5:14 that is still fitting to what I am sort of meditating on right now? So I actually ended up flipping to John 1 because I knew it talked about Jesus being the light of the world. And so I chose John 1 verse 4 where it says, "In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shone in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." So before I comment on that, I'll just catch up to what's happening here. I went on Pinterest and saw this amazing page with hanging lights and water and splatter, and I just had to recreate it for myself. So I'm not an artist. I don't consider myself skilled with drawing at all. So I went on to just Google Images and found some drawings of lights, printed them off, stuck them behind, and started tracing them. Since Bible paper is thin enough, you can see fairly well through the page while trying to trace. So at the beginning there, I traced out in pencil the lights that I wanted to hang from the sky. Then I got out my watercolors. As you see, I am splattering those darker spots all around to make the darkness stand out here on this page. And then, of course, I will go back in with the bright yellow for the light. I had almost forgotten to put that plastic behind to protect the page behind because I put quite a bit of water to have complete coverage of this page with the blue watercolor there. So it's quite saturated, actually, more than I normally do. You can even see pools of water there. And with these water brushes, to get more water, you may have seen, although it's going really fast, I would squeeze the brush now and then to have more water coming out through the bristles and to just make the color pool and puddle around on the page. So I really love how that looks. And then I finished the lights here. I'm drying it with my heat tool, which I had mentioned in another video. Mostly because I just want to move on. I don't have the time to just sit and let it wait to dry. So I'm spreading it out, flattening it out, and drying it a bit. And then I'm going to go back in real quick with just another shade of yellow, just for some dimension and variation to the tones there. So just that hint of darker yellow around the coils of the light. And now I'm going to fill in the glow of the lamps. I kind of wish I had held off on the blue a bit more around the light so it looked more like a glow, but I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. So I'm going to do that glow, and then I'm going to go back in with those big blue blobs. Oh, I love that. So I really inked up my brush and squeezed it so that the water was just dripping off of the bristles, and I got those little puddles. I actually walked away this time because I didn't want the heat gun to blow the water around for those drops. I wanted them to dry naturally. So now I've come back with a pen and am filling in those lines, the pencil lines, to make them dark. So as I'm going to talk to the kids tomorrow about us being the light of the world, how God has called us to be the light of the world, the second step to that is that we have to have a light to shine. And where does our light come from? So if Jesus is the light of the world, he is the light that the darkness cannot overcome, our light must come from him. And how do we get it? Well, it's mostly spending time in the Word and inviting it into our hearts and lives, right? Asking God to send his Spirit to fill us. When we are filled with the Holy Spirit, then we can shine. Then we can stand on a hilltop like a beacon of light for him and guide people to his Word and to his truth and to his love. So that's the message I wanted to bring forth today, especially in this dark time that we kind of find ourselves in. It's almost a challenge to think, what can we do to be a light right now? And the best thing to do is to ask God, right? Ask Him first into our hearts and ask Him to help us to be that light, to shine for Him, and He will give us opportunities. For example, what I'm doing right now is something that I've always wanted to do, but had never gotten around to it, and now God has provided the opportunity for me to share in this way, and I'm truly enjoying it. So here I'm just going to jump ahead to the writing at the bottom, which I forgot to turn the camera back on. So you missed most of it, but that's okay, because really you can't see a whole lot when my pen is on top of all the writing there. So I just put at the bottom, fill me with your light, because I want God's light in me and His light to shine out into the world. And so I challenge each one of us today to find a way to shine for Him, to find something we can do in this darkened time that can draw others to our Creator, to God, to the one who loves us most and who will get us through anything, right? So just to finish the page, you'll see, as always, I pull out some washi tape and a tab and stick them here and there, and a couple extra little phrase stickers. The top one there says, "He is the light of the world." I just happen to have a set of Bible journaling stickers, so there's some words that just are fitting. And then at the bottom, I found a sticker that said, "Turn your life over to God," which is what helps us to be that light. When we turn our lives over to Him, He will fill us and we will shine. So I hope that you've enjoyed this little creating with our Creator today. And please join me next time.